A lot of our people out here, red flag, blue flag, Latin King, they got us all in this pot stirred up and we don't know what's going on. Because they want us to entertain them.
Bring it out.
So if we are in the arena and me and you are blood brothers, they're going to say, yo, they brothers, have them fight to the death. Just for them to laugh and sport.
2,000 years after the departure of Jesus the Christ, the prophets are back to teach the real Jews, the 12 tribes of Israel, their true nationality. This is their campaign.
Lady with the glasses, come on this side for me real quick. According to where your father is from, right? Which one of these 12 lines of Israel would you say you come from? Now tell me what this word means. Call her over here, I'm gonna ask her the same question.
I got it.
What happened? What's going on?
Cat night.
No, go ahead, keep it real with us. You got something to do?
Huh?
What's going on? Alright, ask her what I just asked you.
So he said between qualities.
According to what? I'm gonna drop that and give me numbers one. Well, according to, how do you know your nationality? Remember what I asked you? If you have a baby with a Chinese man, what is that baby? No. Where do we learn half? I'm a quarter Irish, I'm a quarter Ecuadorian, I'm a quarter Chinese. Where did we get that from? You know? I want you to think about it. You see how fast she answered that, right? She said, have this. Where did that come from? Now look, while you're thinking, the reason why we're here is because there's so many things that we think and we do that comes from us being programmed. Our nationality is a big thing. Right. So whatever your father is, that's what you are because he carries the sperm or the seed. So a lot of people say I'm half Spanish and half black. You're only going to be one of those. So I want you to look to see where your father's from. She already told me hers.
I already know. I know what time.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigree.
So what's going on in the Bible, we always were organized by our pedigree, by where we're from. Go ahead.
They declared their pedigrees after their families.
After their families.
By the house of their fathers.
Y'all missing it. What I want y'all to do is, regardless of how much time you have, you already saw that some of the things that we think come from us being in slavery, then they take the chains off because they don't have to. Are y'all out of high school? I'm a high school math teacher, so I know what we have to teach y'all and what you don't get taught. Why they didn't teach you that in school? Why don't they teach you in school? You're never too young to understand that it's high time now for y'all to wake up.
Right.
Now, back to you. Tell me why people are called Puerto Rican.
I'm sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
But isn't that what they from Puerto Rico and that's their nationality?
Is that where they're from? What time period were they in Puerto Rico? The Taino Indians. Even the other Indians in the Caribbean, the Caribs, the Arawaks, the Araucanian Indians of South America. What does Puerto Rico mean? What does Puerto Rico mean? Don't go nowhere. She ain't gonna wait for you. I mean, she gonna wait for you. She gonna wait for you to come back. We on Puerto Rico.
I'm gonna leave her.
You're not gonna leave her, right?
I'm gonna listen to this.
All right. What does Puerto Rico mean?
Not sure. Yeah,
you know what Puerto Rico means while you walk by? Can you tell me what Puerto Rico means? ¿Qué es Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
¿Qué es eso?
in Man's at that time, and we were rich.
Right. And Puerto? ¿Qué es Puerto?
Puerto is like where they used to go and everybody like Spain and all that. Yeah.
Puerto is a door. You got that shit?
It's all our money.
So, you see this? Why they call us certain things? You heard what she just said? When the conquistadors came to the island, they stole things. If they didn't find enough, like she said, enough riches, look what they did to them. They cut off their noses, their arms, and things like that. But again, why don't our people know that? Of course. So that's what we're teaching out here. The things that they don't teach us in society. So we just went over Puerto Rico. Where the rest of y'all from? Look at this sign right here, and you get an idea what I mean by that. You know why this is important? Because a lot of our people just out here, they don't know what's going on. Right. And the only way we're going to get out of what's going on right now if we know the truth. What's the truth? Simeon right there, under Vanessa. Let me get the truth. When you went to high school, did they teach you the truth? Did they teach you about yourself? We just went over this sister, she's from Puerto Rico, and she didn't know it meant rich port. So if somebody say I'm Puerto Rican, I'm a rich port, where they came and robbed me, that's what I am? Nah, that don't make sense. Everything you see on here, they called us it for a reason because they conquered. You say you're from Yonkers? Mount Vernon. If you're from Mount Vernon, he's from Yonkers, and you rule Yonkers and you rule Mount Vernon, y'all gonna do what y'all want to do, right?
I'm Mount Vernon. I'm born and raised in Mount Vernon.
No, what I'm saying is,
yeah, I know.
Listen to the point. If you run it, you're gonna do whatever you want to do. So you might have the people say, yo, everybody got to rock an Oakland Raiders hat. You might say everybody needs a green bandana. Whoever put us in slavery, they told us to do whatever it is they wanted to do.
Bring it out.
Celebrate Christmas, celebrate Easter. That don't have nothing to do with us. What's the truth?
Psalms chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
Now back in my day, if you seen somebody with a Bible, you thought that they was a goody two-shoes. Why did they flip that around? Because the church establishment, who set it up? The white man. So he said, if you was a slave, right? I'm gonna say, yo, I want you to teach what I tell you to teach. What's gonna happen if you, I'm a white man sitting in the back watching you. What's gonna happen if you don't teach what I say you're gonna teach? Or I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna take your wife. She gonna go with me for a little while. You got a question?
He said he's Dominican. I'm trying to show him.
All right. What you think about that? Somebody take your wife and he go with her and you can't do nothing about it. That's the problem. Nowadays, we don't think about that because we caught up in other stuff. What you listening to right now? What kind of music you listen to?
Those are the Hispanics. Those are the Taino Indians. El Salvador, you remember? That's the Mayan Empire.
Play video games also?
You're black. You're black.
So the point is this. They give us enough stuff so we could be satisfied. Yo, I'm free. I could go take a trip OT. I could go get on a flight. I got my video game. I got my herb. They get all these things together so that way they can distract us. But this is the problem. A lot of our people don't care. But what y'all don't understand is they got you right where they want you. Read that.
Amos chapter 5, verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs.
So God ain't rocking with that. But what does it mean to rock with God though? Does that mean you got to be soft? But a lot of people don't know that. But they made sure. But the point is, why don't we know? You ignorant? That's why we're here today. It's so much stuff to go over. It's not enough time, but before y'all leave, one thing y'all gotta know is y'all Israelites. We can prove that to you. What's your nationality?
I got like three of them. African American, Haitian, and Dominican.
Alright, African American. That comes from two white men. You know why?
Africa is the first found continent, and Africa is American.
Give me Psalm 49 to listen. You know who they named Africa after? Yo, the reason why we got this here is to remind us of some things and to let you know the history that we should know. They don't teach it in school. So we gotta come to the hood. We're not gonna go on 42nd Street with people with suits and ties. That's not our people. We only here for these people. The so-called Hispanics, blacks, and Native Americans. The people that's in poverty, that's in the low state. Read that.
Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought that is that their houses shall continue forever.
There's a certain people that say inside their brain, yo, our houses is gonna be good forever. We should know who that is by now. Go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
Wherever they live, they're gonna keep it leaving to their generations. Go ahead.
They call their lands after their own name.
That's the point. Louisiana is called after King Louis from France. Now when you take Africa, you ever heard of Amerigo Vespucci? He's an Italian navigator. Now they try to say, oh, we're gonna find the land. But our people was already here.
Right.
So they took the land and say, I'm gonna name it, like, yo, that's why I said before, if you got Mount Vernon and he got Yonkers, you might name it after yourself, whatever your name is. My name is Solomon, so I'll be like, yo, this Solomon land. And whatever I want to go is gonna go. That's what they did. Read that part again. No, they call their lands after their name.
They call their lands after their own name.
Africa comes from a Roman general that defeated Hannibal. You ever heard that name before, Hannibal? He was a dude that was vicious. Of our people, he had elephants on. You probably seen it in movies when they got things strapped on elephants, they fighting in wars. That's what Hannibal did from Hannibal of Carthage. They had a Roman general. After a long time, the white people was conquered. It was only dark people that ruled. Then he rose up and he conquered Hannibal and called the name Africa. That wasn't his original name. So what you was talking about earlier with that original stuff, they might have many names for Ham, they might call it Kemet, Kam, there's all types of names. But until the so-called white men came and conquered, all of these names were different. Dominican, right? You ever seen Spartacus? Dominus. You ever heard that word, Dominus and Spartacus? Who called who Dominus? Give me Deuteronomy 28:37. Who called who Dominus and Spartacus? Whoever was a gladiator called the master Dominus. He'd be like, yes, Dominus. If you dominate somebody, that means you got power over them. Remember, we're talking about Dominican. All of these words are not our true names, but they put the label on us, so amongst themselves, yeah, we got them, we conquered them. Just like I said, if you run Yonkers, you're gonna do how you want. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Why are we in astonishment? If you look up and down the street, right? If something pop off right now, you might get your phone or you might be like, oh, what's going on? Whether somebody get beat up, robbed, shot. If it's gunshots, you might run or you might see what's going on. We're in astonishment because we used to be kings and priests. We ain't know that King David was our people. We ain't know that King Solomon, the wisest person that ever lived, was our people.
Bring it out.
All the people in the Bible, these ain't no sword dudes. These dudes had swords on them. They wasn't playing. But we don't know that. But they got us in the hood under these situations and we just scrapping and get by. Yo, don't you want more? If you could have a loft, bro, you would have a loft. If you could have an island, wouldn't you want an island? Or a whole country? But they like, nah, we gonna stack them up, put them in the projects, put them here. Yo, drop this boat off, we gonna have this work for them. Let them get that. We gonna bust some of them every so often. It's the end of the month. We need to make our quota. We gonna arrest this dude. We gonna press him, rattle your brother. And that's what's going on. Give me Leviticus 19. 19 and 17, because a lot of our people out here, red flag, blue flag, Latin kings, they got us all in this pot stirred up and we don't know what's going on. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Rebuke means to correct. You gotta have her come over. But it's a lot of hate in the hood. Why is there hate in the hood? Why is it hate? I'm from Brooklyn. If I came up here at the wrong time by myself, why would I be hated? Yo, you ever seen the Colosseum in Rome? They had gladiators.
Bring it out.
So they would have brothers fighting brothers, or animals. They have you fighting a tiger and be sitting just for sport, watching and laughing.
Bring it out.
That's how these so-called white people are. That's why you have the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, because they want us to entertain them.
Bring it out.
So if we're in the arena and me and you are blood brothers, they're gonna say, yo, they brothers, have them fight to the death, just for them to laugh and sport. That's why, read that again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
That's why we hate each other. I don't know if you ever seen movies of this. Once they took us off, they had us boxing, they had us wrestling. What was that movie, Django, where they had the two dudes wrestling until the death?
Finish. Go on, boy, finish it.
That's why they call him Big Fred. Worth every penny.
Well, arrivederci, Luigi. Come on up now, boy. Get yourself a rest. You did a fine job, a real fine job.
That's the type of stuff they did to us for sport. But the reason why we're here is to let our people know you're from the tribe of Judah if you're American black. You're from the tribe of Benjamin if you're from the West Indies. Because they stripped our name from us. If you do what you gotta do and stand up as a real man, you get the chance to get in the kingdom of heaven when you live forever. What beats that? Nothing. Bring it up.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.